What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. I want to talk about reality TV personality Alexis Skyy. I actually made a video, maybe done a live stream about her. She was in a situation where she dated Fetty Wap rapper, and for a brief amount of time, she made it seem like he was the father of her child, only to it be found out later that not only was he not the father, but it was somebody else. And the guy, I believe at the time when they got together, was a car salesman, or he ran a dealership. I'm not sure, right? Well, apparently she decided to go on an Instagram rant because nobody's with her right now. See, this is the type of rants you go on when nobody wants you. You go on these entitled rants. Apparently, she says that she's done dating men who are for the streets. Even though there's videos of her, recent videos of her walking around the city with nothing but her cheeks out. Her fake surgically enhanced cheeks. But she's talking about she doesn't want a man who's for the streets, even though she's for the streets. This is that entitled attitude that modern women like her have. They go and they get their body done. They chase after these rappers. And then when that starts to fade and they start to see that all that they thought they were going to have is going to go away. You thought your baby's father was going to be a rapper, but no, he's a guy who basically sells cars. So now she's hurt. She's running to IG to post messages, and I'm going to try to be as unvulgar as possible. But you know, with people like this, they don't know how to be vulgar. And she said this: dating a N-word who run the streets is for teenagers. I'm a whole grown woman. If you can't get yo behind in this bed and lay down at a decent hour, then you ain't the one for me. Y'all be thinking that cool when you N-word trap all day. He be in another woman's face all evening and come calling your phone like open the door, bae, at the crack of dawn. I could never. It's called respect, morals, and standards. Grown relationships don't have continuous revolving doors. Get you a man, sis, period. Now, she's talking about morals. She's talking about standards when she doesn't have standards for herself. This woman didn't even know who the father of her daughter was. This is how much she was throwing herself around. You should know who the father of your child is. Okay? But the thing is, these women be double D-clutching. They double D-clutch so much to the point to where they don't even know who the father is. And now you're talking about somebody being for the streets. Alexis, you're for the streets. And you've been for the streets for quite some time. And the fact that you're trying to put it off on the men that you choose to lay up with and take no personal accountability whatsoever just shows you why women like this end up single. Let me tell you something. It's all fun and games when you go out. You got women out here who, use their bodies to build their social media followings, and then they're able to get on social media. They're able to get with this rapper and that rapper, right? It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until these guys just use you and they disregard you. They don't wife you up. They don't make you a long-term girlfriend. They treat you just like they treat other women. And now you want to come back and talk about how you don't want to deal with men who are for the streets. Well, maybe men don't want to deal with women who are for the streets. Women who don't even know who the father of their children are because they're too busy double D-clutching. They sleeping with 2-3 men at the same time. You should never, as a woman, be having unprotected relations with multiple men at the same time. That's disgusting. And the reason why it's so disgusting, because one, those guys could be dealing with a whole bunch of other women. Because if you're dealing with a guy like Fetty Wap, who's known to have a lot of children, he's known to deal with a lot of women, and then you got other guys, you don't know who they're dealing with, and you're having unprotected relations with the multiple men at the same time, you don't respect yourself. You don't have standards for yourself, but you have this entitled attitude. You have this entitled attitude, what? Because you have fake assets and you think that that's going to continue to get you the men that you want? No, you're going to continue to get used and ran through by these men. You have a daughter by one guy, but you really wanted the other guy to be the father. Because it's a lifelong dream for women like Alexis Skyy to be able to get pregnant by a rapper. To be able to be a rapper's baby mama. This entitled attitude from women who are for the streets, and Alexis Skyy is for the streets. Oh yes, she is. But she wants to get on social media and point the finger. See, this is why a lot of these women will never be wives. This is why they'll never know what it's like for men to want to be engaged to them and want to marry them. I'm talking about the men they want. I'm not talking about the average guy who likes them because of how they look and because of that simp spirit that is in them. They are willing to put a ring on her finger. They're willing to wife her up. You got adult film stars getting wifed up. So I mean, but they're not getting wifed up by the guys they want. But this entitled attitude from her, just because she has big fake assets and she thinks that because she has that somehow she can have this entitled attitude. I'm sorry. There's a lot of women like you. Look on Instagram. Look how many women have a body just like that. They all go to the same doctors. There's nothing that sets them apart. And eventually they get lost in the shuffle to the point to where they now want to get a reduction in all that fakeness. You know, they end up trying to get it reduced because it's no longer fun anymore to have fake fun bags or fake assets. Now because they know their life is going to be different. They're not getting chased by the rappers anymore. Now they're dealing with the average guy. And this is the mind state of these modern women who've never had a father figure, who've wanted to be famous by any means necessary. They will go out here and they will be side chicks to men, married men in relationships, and they show absolutely no respect for yourself. How can you talk about respect and standards when you didn't even know who your baby's father was? You wanted it to be Fetty Wap. You wanted it to be Fetty Wap, but it wasn't. I believe she may have hooked up with Offset. I think that was Mike before he got with Cardi. I believe so. I just think that these women, man, this mindset that they have is the reason why they will always be single. Because they live in delusion. These are delusional females. They are supremely delusional. And there should be no reason why they don't know why they are single and can't keep a man.